Good afternoon, Consul General of Japan,
Yeah,
Atlanta, Consul General Kazuyuki Takeuchi. Welcome to Georgia Asian Times Conversation, and thank you for taking the time, your busy schedule, to have this conversation with us. And we know that you have arrived in Atlanta since last summer. And may we start with the first question to you. What is your impression of Atlanta and the state of Georgia so far?
first of all, thank you very much from my side as well for taking your time to pick me up as a target for your YouTube podcasting. And actually, it's been 9 months since my arrival in Atlanta, but everyone knows that last 3.5 months has been painted by totally pandemic color.
Yes.
So, actually, I have enjoyed only first couple of months in terms of enjoyment and our pleasure in life. So it's up to the future days how I can enjoy state of Georgia. But only a couple of months gave me an impression that the state of Georgia is full of kindness and tolerance. And this is my first experience of American life in my life for over nearly 60 years. But now I feel I was fortunate that my first place in America was Atlanta in the state of Georgia.
Excellent. The second question we're going to present to you is Japan is widely known for its campaign in controlling the COVID-19 pandemic spread. Can you share with us about your country's COVID-19 effort and the strategy that it does effectively?
Yes. First of all, you regarded our effort as rather successful. But what I have to say now is that we are still on the way in battling fight against pandemic. And having said that, let me explain what we have done so far. All we had done in combating this pandemic is that collecting people's cooperation in doing everything. We've been made a great effort in calling people's cooperation in avoiding close contact. Or we've been asking for people's cooperation in sheltering themselves or squeezing the flow of business as necessary as possible, as much as possible and as necessary. And we've allocated our testing capacity and medical capacity to only those who really need it. But still, on the other hand, no one single measure is legally binding. And everything's based on cooperation of people. So in that sense, I think this battle has been so far successfully fought by people's cooperation and people's will to win against this pandemic.
Very good. What is your current view on the sentiment of local Japanese business in Metro Atlanta and Georgia during this COVID-19 period?
In short, I can say that the sentiment of Japanese related companies and the workers up there is exactly the same that local business and local workers feel. Because all the Japanese related business, which is counting up to 600, and workers up there, which comes some 40,000, all consider themselves as a part of the business community in state of Georgia. And they're standing against sheltering environment. They're cooperating in keeping supply chain as much as possible, and they're cooperating in keeping the business environment as viable as possible, all with in cooperation with local government and local business community and local living community. And you can see many Japanese business name you can find on the list of suppliers published by government of the state of Georgia. Some say, for example, Okaya US, Rico Electronics, Dexter's America, UKK, YKK, or others.
It's good to know that the Japanese corporations in Georgia is actively, engaging in safety measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And as you probably know, the Japanese companies make a large percentage of Georgia's foreign direct investment, especially in 2019, about 7.4 billion in total. Despite this pandemic and the global economic situation, do you foresee the investment trend from Japan will continue in the future?
Taking a very short term, no one can say that it will continue to be the same. Because the business environment itself has changed a lot in this 6 months or something like that. But at the same time, every Japanese company and every Japanese citizens living here, counting on the potential and business power of the state of Georgia, and all count on its accountability for duly made investment. So I think investment into this state of Georgia will soon come back and continue to rise and continue to be the hot target for Japanese company.
What do you think about the cooperation between Georgia and Japan? And especially during your tenure, what would you like to focus on and what do you like to improve on during your stay here as a Consul General?
Definitely, business relationship has been a driving force for the relationship between the state of Georgia and Japan, and I want to support its further development. Japan Southeast Joint Conference has been a monumental yearly event for over 40 years. Unfortunately, conference this year has been cancelled, but I do what I can for realizing massive participation from the state of Georgia for next year in Tokyo. In addition, I will do my best in enhancing the flow from close business ties into person-to-person intimate ties. In this COVID-19 environment, uh, what I can do will be limited accordingly. But I will seek what I can do in promoting cultural acknowledgement or interrelationship of young people between the two, between the two sides.
We got your last comment, and we have recorded that. So the final question we have for you in this conversation is: tell us something about yourself, especially the general public. They are always curious to know about the Consul General of Japan. What is your interest, and what is your hobby, or what do you like to do during your free time? You know?
Uh, Before touching on my preference, I think I should do what I have to do. It is to know this state and enjoy this state as much as possible. Because first 5 or 6 months was two busy days for me to make a drive to drive around the state of Georgia, or going to play golf, or going to enjoy good food in privileged restaurants. And last 3.5 months, we have been locked in uh, and prevented from enjoying that sort of target. So what I have to do, what I not I won't do, but I have to do is that driving around the state of Georgia with my wife, and visiting attracting place as many as possible, and visit as many good restaurants in Atlanta and suburb towns as often as possible. Then I have to consider about my preference.
It's very good. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us today in sharing your thoughts. And
Mhm.
we look forward to maybe speaking to you after you have a chance to visit and tour Georgia with your lovely wife. And we'd like to get your feedback from there. And
Yeah.
thank you again, Consul General, and have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much from me as well, and have a good and safe days, and
Thank
have
you.
a good and safe July 4th.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.